fucking Jose Mourinho. Hey guys, Sam here, and welcome to my review of the Manchester United 2-0 win against Southampton at Old Trafford, the first game at home for the season. We looked good, man. We looked so good that we've only played like 2 professional competitive games, and we look that good, that controlled. Just a little disclaimer, it's pretty early in the morning right now. It's just about 7 a.m. It was a very early game for us here in Australia for the Friday night games, but the atmosphere at United at Old Trafford looked fantastic. The atmosphere at Old Trafford looked fantastic as well, or sounded fantastic, I guess you could say. There are questions that I have about the squad, definitely going forward, but I mean, I can't say that I didn't enjoy watching that. Even when we're 2-0 up and playing a bit more defensive, I can't say I didn't enjoy being confident in Manchester United. It's been so long since I've thought we've wrapped this game up. 2-0 in the 60th minute, we've wrapped the game up. We're playing controlling football. It's defensive, but it's in a good way. It's so hard to explain, and especially over the past 3 years where we've gone up, but I've never felt confident. This is so different from that. It's just, I can't explain it. It wasn't a perfect performance, of course, but 2-0, a clean sheet, a couple goals at home. You can't really ask for that much more against Southampton, who, granted, aren't at their best right now. They've got a new manager. They're trying to rebuild again. But it's Southampton. They're still a tough team. Now, to my questions about the squad. When I look at the squad, there's still questions. And the first one that comes to mind is Fellaini. Now, obviously, he's been playing well, and I don't mind Fellaini when he plays well. And I'm not saying Fellaini is utter garbage and that we don't need him, right? He's probably good to have in the Cups. He's probably good to have in Europa League. But when he's keeping players like Ander Herrera or Morgan Schneiderlin out, I kind of have a problem with Marouane Fellaini starting. Now, again, he had a good performance. I'm not knocking his performance today. I think he played fantastic against Southampton. I think him and Paul Pogba in midfield did a lot better than I thought. And Mourinho loves that height in midfield. He loves having tall players in the midfield. So maybe Herrera and Schneiderlin don't fit the bill for him. But honestly, I'd love to see a Schneiderlin and Pogba midfield, even a Herrera and Pogba midfield. But I think Schneiderlin to sit back, Pogba to roam forward, I think is going to be a lethal combination if that would happen in the future. So who are the 2 starting central midfielders? That's my first question. The second question, and it's not really a question, it's just something that I'm really annoyed about, and that is Wayne Rooney. Now, in terms of this season, it was probably Rooney's best performance. He didn't really do too much wrong compared to the last 2, where he couldn't even touch the ball without giving it away or losing possession or freaking it going 10 meters ahead of him. But still, it just feels like, again, there's a player that's leaving more talented players on the bench. Like Fellaini's leaving Schneiderlin and Herrera on the bench. It feels like Rooney is leaving Mkhitaryan on the bench. Because if you think about it, if Rooney's not there, Mata slots into an attacking mid-role and Mkhitaryan goes on the right midfield. And I think that's more effective. I think if you're putting out our best 11 based on talent, that's how you'd put it. Mata on the right, we've already seen, is not his best position. He still plays well there. He still has good games there, but it's not his best position. He's not most effective on the right, and Mkhitaryan is an absolute gun. And I don't think either of them should be dropped. I honestly think Wayne Rooney should. But again, he's the captain, and it's Wayne Rooney, so obviously he's not gonna be dropped. And he might have good moments. He might have good performances, but I think in general, throughout the season as a whole, we would look a lot better with Mata in the hole and Mkhitaryan on the right. And then the last question is the centre backs. Chris Smalling coming off the bench. Who would have saw that coming? I tweeted that out during the game. Smalling off the bench after last season. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought that? And it's probably not a permanent thing. I don't know, but Bailly and Blind have looked solid as fuck. Like, honestly, they have looked so good as a centre-back partnership. And the guy that surprised me beyond anything is Antonio Valencia. This guy at right back, who is he? Who is this Antonio Valencia? This is a completely different Antonio Valencia. Going forward, he's pretty much the same. He's always trying to cross. He's always on his right foot. But defensively, this Valencia, defensively, is freaking amazing. But Valencia just learnt so much defensive work from Van Gaal. Van Gaal just was always defensive. And Valencia would actually learn a lot from Van Gaal. And this season under Mourinho, he's even more controlled than last season. And that's the main word I'd use, control. That's what this performance was. We had big players in there, dominating the air. Mata won 100% of his aerial duels. And it was just knocking it about, winning the ball, passing it. Martial bombing down the left. Shaw with the overlapping runs. On the right-hand side, Mata picking out passes. Ibrahimovic trying to pick out passes. I mean, it was Going forward, we looked so good. Pogba joining the attack. Oh my god, I haven't even talked about Paul Pogba yet. This guy wasn't even meant to be fully fit, and he played the full 90, and he played the full 90 really well, I think. Obviously, I think Pogba can play better, but my word, for his first game at Manchester United, he looked good. And it's the first time in a while where I've thought we've got world-class players in each third of the pitch. Ibrahimovic up top, Pogba in midfield, and I guess you could class De Gea in the final third. And the whole team, the team as a whole, just looks so controlled. When Fellaini's playing well on a consistent basis, that's when you know that something's going right. That's when you know that your team is playing well. My man of the match has to be Ibrahimovic based on his 2 goals. I think he was probably the best performer just because he scored the 2 goals. I mean, the second one was the penalty, but that first one, man, he dominated Fontaine in the air. Dominated him. And that's it, guys. I like keeping this video short, so if you did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like on the video. What did you think about today's game, or I guess for you UK guys, tonight's game? What did you think about it? And how do United look? Do they look good to you, or is just me being biased? Like, how do they look in the neutral fans' eyes, or even if you don't like United, how do they look in your eyes? And also, how good is Jose? Did you see that touch of his when the ball came to him? How good was that touch from Jose Mourinho? My word, I cannot express how excited I am to keep watching Manchester United this season. The first time in a long time where I'm so excited to watch Manchester United. I cannot wait for the next game, guys. Alright, I'm gonna end this video right now. I could go on about this forever. I'm just so happy that we look so controlled, so good going forward. I mean, there's still kinks to be ironed out, don't get me wrong. We're not the perfect team. If we come up against any of the big teams, it'll be a tough game. No doubt about it. This is 2 games in. 2 games into the Premier League, boys. What happens when we get half a season or even a season under our belt? What happens then? These players they're not meant to have even gelled yet. And look at them go forward. But that's it, guys. I'm just leaving now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy today's video. I hope you had a good day. I'll see you guys in the next one very soon. Keep it real.